And we're back. This is the Allegedly Show. I'm Jetty Kane Jr. I'm here with my guy, Starchy. I want to apologize about missing last week. We had some technical difficulties. We had some things to handle. And also, shout out to Ink Spy from the 307. He is absent today.
A little under the weather, man.
Yeah, a little under the weather. So today is our Stud New Bud segment, which is my favorite segment. You know, the sit, start, sleep of Allegedly. So we're gonna start off with quarterback. What you got for me?
So at the quarterback position, man, if you got him on your team, you'd be crazy to keep him on the bench. The stud of the week is that young kid, Patrick Mahomes, man. He is white hot, fire hot, whatever hot you want to call him.
Die line.
Exactly.
That hot.
You don't leave him on the bench, man. They playing the Denver Broncos, who can get a pass rush, but this kid gets the ball out of his hand quick. He has a strong arm, and I think that's what's making a big difference about this offense. You remember last year, Kansas City come out the gates in the first 3 weeks, they act crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they settled down because they never threw the ball down the field.
Right. Alex missed check it down. So
exactly. This Pat Mahomes kid is a gunslinger. He's forcing you to cover every inch of the field, and he has the speed at wide receiver to stretch the field. He got the arm to reach him. So I will not leave this cat on the bench. As long as he's hot, you play him every week. And he will, as it's going right now, he's going to score them buckets, but he's going to get the money. My dud of the week, I got to go with Mr. Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
struggling right now.
He's struggling, man. And I don't know if it's all his fault. I think some of it is the management, man. How you let all your playmakers walk out except your running back and don't replace them?
There's not one receiver on that team that's better than Dez Bryant.
There's not one, not a one. And that's saying something, right? Like, so it's not all his fault, but some of it is. Yeah. You know, you can't hold on to the ball. You got to make sure you're making the right reads. And you got to put your team in positions to where you could run the ball, run play action, and be successful.
Right.
And I don't think right now Dak Prescott is able to do it. I think his 8 out of his last 10 games he's had under 200 yards. Right, yeah. So I wouldn't be playing Dak Prescott anytime soon. My new bud got a chance to come on the scene last week. Brought his team back, and I think they just got a little Baker magic going around. The dude, he's a winner. He's a winner. You know who he reminds me of? And it's kind of tough to say it, but he reminds me of Tim Tebow, the kid that finds a way to win. But I do think he's a better, not to compare. I think he's a better talent than Tim Tebow.
Yeah, definitely.
Another thing, the boy got some weapons, man. He has a running back that could control the game for him. Carlos Hyde is playing well when he gets the opportunities. But the kid has a little bit of Drew Brees in him. And I'm not talking about from his height. I'm talking about from his accuracy standpoint. The kid puts the ball where it needs to go. And I go with him this week as a sleeper, man. As my new bud, I think he puts together another good game against Oakland. I don't know if the Browns will, but I think the kid puts together a new game for fantasy-wise. He might go anywhere 22 to 25 points, I think, this week.
I like it. Well, let's go to the running backs, man. I'm going to go with my stud. I'm going to go Jordan Howard this week against Tampa Bay. I think this is the week Jordan Howard reemerges.
You think so?
I think so. I think Matt Nagy's offense gets the ball rolling more. I think Trubisky gets the ball out of his hand more, which they like to do a lot of pass catching plays to the backs. For some reason right now, Jordan Howard is leading Tariq Cohen in catches and receptions. Receptions and receiving yards.
I didn't realize.
Yeah. When I was doing my research, I noticed that. So I think this is the week Jordan Howard gets it going, man, against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is not a bad defense, but I think Matt Nagy's play calling helps Jordan Howard this week.
Okay.
For my dud, now this is the first ever dud tandem that I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm going Deion Lewis, Derrick Henry this week. I just think Tennessee's offense is in shambles right now. I think the fact that Marcus, I'm gonna say Marcus.
He was up for dud at quarterback too.
Right. So and they're playing the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles defense hasn't really put their stamp on the year yet. But I think this week is the week that they could create some turnovers from Marcus and Deion Lewis and Derrick Henry. I just think they'll be stuffed. So
who they got this week?
Philly.
Oh yeah.
So and my new bud. The struggling Patriots.
Okay.
I'm going with Sony Michel. I'll tell you why. We know James White is going to get his catches and going to get his plays. But Rex Burkhead is back on IR. So, I think Sony Michel is the sole running back on that team now as far as the carries. I think he's going to get the bulk of the carries. And I think that the fact that New England knows that Miami's 3-0. Let's think about history of New England. When they're struggling and they play a team that's going well, doing well, normally they come out and they bust them up.
They gonna have their mind.
You know, so I think Sony Michel is gonna be a part of that. I think he may have a rushing touchdown, maybe two. So I'm gonna go with Sony Michel with my new bud.
Okay.
So we got receivers now.
Yep.
So stick with me with receivers. I'm gonna go with the stud, the man of the year so far.
It's
Michael Thomas.
It's hard not to pick him.
I mean,
it's hard not to pick him.
So I mean, the fact that him and Drew Brees just the accord that they on right now, it just seems like they walk everywhere in unison. They're in sync every part of the game. So I think no one's in the league can guard Michael Thomas 1-on-1, maybe even 1-on-2. So. That's
not before you move on from Michael Thomas. What I find so special about him is that he's not a blazer. He's not fast, but
his route running ability.
He runs good routes, and if the ball is anywhere close to him, he's gonna catch it. What is like 40 targets and
38 catches.
Oh my!
38 catches.
And there's no way you're open.
You're not open all the time. It's an NFL. It's not open all the time.
You're right. That's a remarkable feat. I wish he was on my team.
Me too. Me too. Okay. My dud for this week, man. The Larry Fitzgerald. And it's not because of him. It's just because of the Arizona offense. I don't want to put too much hype on the rookie quarterback that's starting this week. I think they will be better. I just don't think it'll be Larry. This week in particular, they're playing Seattle, I think. I'm almost sure they're playing Seattle. And I know I talk a lot about the Legion of Boomless Seattle Seahawks, but Arizona does. I don't feel like they have enough to even threaten the Seattle Seahawks.
A lot of that stems from that quarterback situation.
And I agree.
And you still got Earl Thomas back there. He's still
he's still playing.
He's still a baller.
He's still playing, man. Bobby Wagner's back this week, so he's gonna be the man in the middle. So that's my dud for the week for the receivers. My new bud. When we talking new buds, this guy's new. Probably nobody never even talked about him before, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Geronimo Allison, Green Bay. Okay. If you noticed him, he's caught 2, maybe 3 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. He's a big playability. We know they're gonna game plan for Devontae Adams. Randall Cobb's a little banged up. They did get Aaron Jones back as a running back, and I know they're high on that guy, but for some reason, Geronimo Allison seems to be able to make big plays for the first 3 weeks, and I think he's going to continue. He's the number 2 receiver after Jardy's departure. So I like Geronimo Allison this week, man. I really do, and they're playing Buffalo. Now, Buffalo had a good week against Minnesota last week, but I think overall the Packers' offense is just too much for Buffalo's defense.
So you don't think Buffalo come back with that match again?
I don't think so. Not against this count.
Okay.
Not against this count.
And they pretty mad too. You know, they had a couple games this year
that slipped away.
Exactly. On some terrible calls in certain cases. So I do see them taking advantage of the Buffalo team.
Yeah.
So I'm up next with the tight ends, right?
Yes.
So with the tight ends, I thought about it a little bit. Now, it's too easy to go Kels, man. He the best right now. He's the second best tight end in football, but he's the best tight end in fantasy football. That's just how I'm gonna put it, because essentially in New England, all you gotta do is don't worry about another receiver and just double Gronk, because they don't have much help. But I still think Gronk is the best tight end in football. So I can't just pick Kels because he's gonna automatically be there. So here's gonna be my stud of the week, and this is gonna be a shock, and I may be wrong. Without Jack Dog in the lineup, Eric Ebron's a little banged up, but he's back. He's going to play. That's who I'm going to pick as my stud of the week, because the Texans, they don't cover the tight end well. They don't cover the tight end well. They're at home. Andrew Luck, division game at home. I think think he's gonna try to get rolling. He loves his tight ends.
Yeah.
And for some reason they're connecting. He's connecting with Eric Ebron. There's a connection there.
Yeah. I like Jack, but I personally think Ebron is the better receiver.
I think he's a better receiver too. I think Jack Daw is the better overall tight end. He's gonna block. He's gonna make catches. But I think, like you say, Ebron's a better receiver, better athlete, and they're starting to throw those jump balls in the end zone to Ebron.
Right.
So I think he might sneak away. He might not have many catches. It might be like a 5-catch game, but he might accidentally run up on 2 touchdowns. Right. Put you in that 20-point area. So I call him my stud of the week. Okay. My dud of the week. I gotta go with George Kittle, man. I think his season took a big downturn with the injury to Garoppolo.
Get well soon, Jimmy G.
Run out of bounds, Jimmy G. Why is you cutting back in, man? You're not Michael Vick.
Come on, man.
Just run out of bounds. But let's see if we can get it refocused. Let me stay still for a second. So Kittle was actually having a good season.
Yeah, he was.
And then that injury to Garoppolo, I think that just derailed his season. So I'm gonna go with him as the bust. I wouldn't play him this week. That doesn't mean that he might not get better with the backup just targeting him. But this week I'm gonna sit him down, especially against the Chargers. The Chargers defense, I think they're gonna finally find a way to start getting more takeaways. They were one of those big teams last year that we had the ability to do it. So I don't think he'll get many opportunities this week because of the quarterback situation.
Right.
My new bud this week is somebody I was high on early in the season in the draft. I actually got him in a league. It's Trey Burton. I think he's gonna find a lot of these games coming out, man. I can't believe it. I think he's gonna finally get a game where he'll be big. He'll play big. They're playing Tampa Bay. I think he's gonna score a couple points. I think he'll get a couple points, man. So I'm looking for Trey Burton to put up some numbers this week as my sleeper.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna move into kickers next, huh?
Yeah, you got the kickers.
As we move into kickers, I'll take the kickers. My stud of the week for kicker, I just think this guy's gonna get a bunch of opportunities. I know he didn't have a great game. I think it was a couple weeks ago. He missed a couple field goals. But my stud this week, I'm gonna go with Will Lutz. I just think the Saints are gonna be able to move the ball against the Giants. Man, their offense is good.
Yeah,
a kicker with a good offense, it always helps.
They're
gonna score touchdowns. They're gonna get field goal opportunities. So I see Lutz probably getting into the 12, 13 point range, something like that, if the Saints can get it rolling. My dud this week for the kickers, man, I would stay away from Jake Elliott, man. I know he played for the Eagles. This is the Titans defense's first real test against an offense who's worked anything, really. But I think they'll stand up to the challenge. I think it may be too soon for Wentz to see a quality defense. So it may end up like last week with that Minnesota situation.
Right.
Where the kicker didn't even get an opportunity. I don't know if it's going to be that bad. That was horrible. But Jake Elliott, man, he might struggle. He's been struggling. He struggled the first 2 weeks with whatchamacallit at the quarterback. Foles at the quarterback. Last week, I think he got a couple kick attempts. They scored a couple touchdowns, but I think he'll struggle this week. And then my new bud at the kicker position, I'm going to go this week. My new bud, and it's not a new person. It's an old cat. Gostkowski. I think they come out mad, and because they come out mad, they score points. And he's not going to get a lot of field goal because, you know how Patriots do.
Score.
Yeah, he going to score.
They're going to score.
But he might end up about 5 extra points this week, right? 5 extra points, 1 field goal. You had 8 points. You get an 8 to 10 from a kicker, man. You're doing good.
That's pretty good.
My new bud is an old friend of mine, and that's
Gostkowski. Okay. Moving to the defenses, man. To piggyback off of what you were saying about the dud, your tight end being Kittle, right? My stud is the Chargers defense.
It makes sense.
It's it going against I call him brethren. I don't know if his name is Beathard or something like that. But yeah, no Jimmy G, man. I think the Chargers do get some turnovers this week, get some sacks. I don't know what the San Francisco 49ers offense is going to look like. I know Kyle Shanahan is a really good coach, but I just don't think they have the weapons. And I think they're kind of depleted. The fact that Jimmy G is.
Everybody they paid money to hurt.
Right.
Everybody they paid money to hurt.
So my dud, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way. My dud is tonight.
Who that?
Minnesota.
You think the defense gonna do? You think the Rams gonna?
I think the Rams offense is really, really legit. I mean, you got 30. You got Woods, Cooks, Cup.
I really like their receiving.
Oh man, those young guys they're all over the place. They can make every catch.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they can run.
Cook can take the top off the defense. Cup is a very good possession receiver,
mm-hmm.
and Woods is a little bit of both. So with 30 and Goff throwing the ball like he's throwing, I think Minnesota's defense coming off, it's a sharp week coming off of that loss. I don't think they'll be really, really mentally prepared.
And they had to travel.
And they had to come to LA from Minnesota.
That's a good. That's an interesting pick to pick a defense.
I wanted to make a bold pick,
mm-hmm.
you know, for the dud, and not something that's that you can normally pick as a dud. I think Minnesota does tonight. My new bud. You know, this defense surprised me last week, man. I really thought New England was going to take it to them last week. But the Lions defense prevailed. I really like their defense. I love Darius Big Play Slade. He's one of my favorite corners in the league. And they got Dak Prescott this week. So, if you have the Lions defense, I suggest that you start them. And I think they can get 12 to 14 points.
So you don't see Zeke Elliott being something that just breaks the Lions down.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because the passing game doesn't scare anybody.
So we're gonna load
the box. We won't back the same way the Panthers did it. The same way who the Cowboys just lost to last week. The Seahawks. Yeah. The same way they did it. They want Dak to beat them. Everybody wants Dak to beat them. I mean, we know Dak been struggling for the last
year?
Yeah, year and a half now. You know, so we respect Ezekiel Elliott, but it's 11 guys on the field at a time, and he's only one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Lions defense, man, with my dud. My new bud. I'm sorry, my new bud.
Nice. And like we say, don't leave that money on the bench. You don't want to leave it on the bench. Happened to me a couple weeks ago. I leave 2 guys on the bench, lost the game.
That'll do it, man. That'll
do it. Take our advice, don't take our advice, just don't leave that money on the bench, man.
Don't leave.
All these picks are alleged.
Allegations, man. So thank you, man. We out of here.
We out.